Hello, we're back. This is the final game of match round three. It's Dark Elves against Amazons, and it's raining, which would slightly favour the Elves because their pickups and catches are now 3 pluses rather than the normal two. The Amazons have got to deal with 4 plus pickups and handoffs. Kemri pickups, as I believe they get called. But this coach had Kemri for seasons 3 and 4, so maybe they'll be fine. And they've got some sure hands and some catch on the team. Dark Hills are defending. Not had a lot in advances yet. This team, in fact, no advances at all. Oh no, there is one. I think there's a block lineman, isn't there? Yeah, one lineman's taken block. Everyone else is as they start. They are down a blitzer for this game, so there's a loaner in place. Loaner, as a reminder, is if you want to use a team reroll, you have to roll 4+ for them first. If that player's going to do it. And then no bench, of course, because they're just on the 11 players. Amazons, who are top of the league going into this, won both of the only team to win their 2 opening games. They've got some advances. They've got a guard lino here and a block lino. One of the blitzers has extra movement. One of the linos has extra movement. The thrower has sure hands. They've got a bench of 2. And they're attacking first. I don't know who made that choice. I want to see if we can see that, hopefully. There's something to not do when it's raining is choose to attack first, because there's the hope that my mouse is being a bit laggy. Come on, let me pause it. Oh no, I hope my battery on my mouse isn't running out. That would be quite annoying. Annoying timing. Yeah, so they chose to receive. So if it's raining, give the other team the ball, and then hope the weather changes later when you've got to attack. Is quite common wisdom. But they've started there. The ball's safe back here because it's really deep, and they're opening up with some blocks. There is a line of scrimmage later on where I can demonstrate it's better, but it's better to block diagonally, because if you get stuck with pushbacks, you're just pushing that player back and not getting to hit them again. You want to knock all 3 of these players over and give yourself as many chances as possible to do that. So that was a diagonal block. Again, it's a knockdown. Blocking on a player without block though, they've got all 3 of these knockdowns anyway. But we can properly explore that at a later kickoff. So that one's going in here, and then we've got a non-block player throwing this blitz. So there are definitely safer moves to be made, but getting away with them all so far. But there are 2 results that arrow could have been that would have been turnover dice there. And a blitzer, not so much. All one of the block players have got a block lino as well, this one. Going for the ball. Ball is got. There's not really a way through here. And that shores up the line there. Yeah, I was going to say the sort of the ideal blitz for the Dark Elves would have been this one, this catcher. I think you've got to stand up there, put an assist in there, and then blitz from here, and this one can't assist, and then you've kind of made a bit of a hole. Yeah, without that one there. Yeah, without that one there, that would have been a hole if you got that down, because obviously there's no tackle in the Dark Elf team. All the Amazons have got dodge. So the ways of knocking them over are hoping for powers, or using your block players against their players who haven't got block. That gives you higher chances of knockdowns. Amazons have got a lot of block players as well. They don't have to worry about dodge, but they do have a lot of players without block that they can target to give them more chances of knockdowns. And Amazons have got far more chance of knocking over Dark Elves in this game than the other way around. Obviously evenly matched for strengths, because everyone's strength 3. And there's the one guard as well to sort of unlock tight bits, but when it's all bunched up like this will heavily favour the Amazons, where there's loads of people marked up, because they can just keep knocking people over like this. I've got loads of block players. None of the Dark Elves have dodge. That one did need a reroll. They are quite reroll rich, this team. I think they picked up an extra reroll at the kickoff, but so they have 5. Casual 5 rerolls. Okay, using the blitzer to throw the blitz this time, which, that's why they're called that. They are better at it because they've got block and they're quicker. The blitz is usually quicker. Amazon blitzers aren't, although this particular one is. But yeah, it's use all the block players you can every turn. It's just much safer, and you've got more chance of the knockdowns, like we were just saying. So they've shoved loads of players through here, which is kind of cut the Dark Elf team in two, which is a good thing to do. If they can't unite, they're going to be quite bitty. Ball looks fairly safe here. I think they have left on, yeah, 3+2+ dodge here for 1 dice, unless they want to shove 2 players through that and get all those on. But this blitzer could come through 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. That's a 3+ dodge because it's into 1 tackle zone, and then 2 out. So Hound's lost count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it's a 1 dice block with a block player with a 1 in 3 chance of getting the knockdown. That has been left on. Don't think they took it. I did watch most, if not all, of this game, and I didn't go for a blitz like that this turn. They should probably be looking to pick on this catcher. I think that's where I'd be blitzing. Because that'd take 2 players, and if you've got a knockdown, you can get 2 more players through here, right in the thrower's face. And then you know they've got to come that way next turn because you've shut this area off. Maybe you're forcing them into a throw they don't want to make, and it's 4+ catches. If it's on this catcher, you know they're not going to be very far up. If it's on this Lido, that's a 4+ catch with no reroll. And if they score, so what? It's really early. But they did go take the blitz on up there. But that leaves the Amazons all this space to move into. I think it's probably the way for them to go. They've got loads of free players over here, can just claim all this space. Because of the Dark Elves have treated there, the ball's pretty safe at the moment. They don't have to worry about all that. Again, using block for that knockdown. I think they need to watch this player. They have sort of surrounded this one in. And they're going in, yeah, making loads of contact here, which, like I said, is going to favour the Amazons in this matchup. They do have to be careful not to overdo it, because they're all armour 7. And that's not necessarily a great idea. So going for a throw here, which is a bit unnecessary. Especially in the rain, that's more difficult and needed the catch skill to come off. But 25% chance of that failing, and then it's just gone way too far forward there. And that lineman I highlighted that they weren't watching. The blitzer knocked this one down, then just left it. This has got a 2+ dodge to go there for an assist, and then this blitzer is totally free, and there's enough space around here. This is making it way too easy for the Dark Elves to take the ball off of them. This player doesn't even have block either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So this Dark Elf doesn't even need a roll to get the blitz on. A 2+ roll here for the assist, and that's easy 2 dice on the ball. Went way too far up and isolated the ball carrier there. It is down on the floor, and Dark Elves in a better position to deal with it now. So they've got 2 tackle zones on the ball here. Sending the runner through there. And then finding the power with that 1 dice. I should probably be looking at getting players over here. Not really prioritising the right things by throwing these blocks first. That's freed up a card though. That's probably going to be the blitz, maybe this blitzer. Yeah, dodging away. Okay, one missed trick there. Going from that square means you have to push them onto the ball, which is going to scatter it, which is fair enough. But if you get a knockdown here, there's only going to be 1 tackle zone off the ball. You blitz from here instead. You're pushing into a T shape. So all the 3 spaces this guy gets pushed back to, they're all blocked, so you can choose which one he goes into and who you're going to push back. And with the power, you can knock him over, push you into that one, That blitzer's over there. No tackle zones on the ball. And then you've got the thrower who can come pick up on a 4 with a reroll. And you've got the ball back. As it is, I don't know what happens here, but you've knocked back onto the ball, and then you get really lucky with the lottery of the bouncing ball and grab the ball on a 6 on the catcher. The ball's not that safe. The Dark Elves can definitely have a go at that. They've straight away got 1 dice on it. Although I think the Amazons do something, yeah, so they do put more assists in there to make that less easy. Although actually, this player stands up. This blitzer's got 1 dice on the ball. Dodge getting a bit of work done there. They will have to take this 1 dice, I think. They're blitzing from here. Okay, well, that is an injury. So one of those valuable catch players in the rain. That's 1 less player who can take a handle for a pass reliably. Trying to knock the guard out of the way, and does get a knockdown there. So if you find pals and you've just got armor 7, it's going to stop holding up. And that can definitely happen with an armor 17. So push it over there away from the end zone, and then just bang players in there, I think. To make it difficult for them. That 1 dice does nothing. And back to the Amazons. So turn 5. Lost, was it 2 players in that last turn? Which is quite a lot of wants to lose. Playing in that engagey sort of way. It's just going to happen sometimes. Yeah, so you can push into the catch here, and then you've got a 3+ dodge away. And that was going to be a blitz somewhere. Another injury. So a bad time to foul a dodge, but it's going to happen at some point. I think the Dark Elves are just going to take the ball away. So they've got 2 dice already. They're blitzing there instead. Okay, that's just 2 dice on the ball this blitzer could have taken. I'm sure it would have been a bit of a wiser opening move. They've got other players who can come in for this though. That blitz in there. And the blitzer both down. Another injury, man, they're piling up now. That's 4 casualties for the Amazons, so their bench is gone. Only had two on there. It's down to at most 9 players for this game now. Blitzer caught the ball there and could just run away. And this is well screened off already. You've got that gap of 2 spaces there, means it's really hard getting through. Got that 4+ dodge, 4+ dodge, 3+ dodge for this blitzer. Oh, not blitzer, is it? Yes, further screening there. And that pushback. I think you stay there to keep that screen. That's not really more of a gap, is it? And another one. That's 5 injuries. Badly hurt. They've got an apothecary. They don't have an apothecary. I thought they did. Did I miss it getting used? Oh no, because it would be up there with a 0. Weird that they don't have an apothecary. There's another foul dodge. I think that was a 5+ dodge though, going for there. Which is sort of a desperate breakthrough attempt. Yeah, very few Amazon players left, so obviously this drive is really going to be really hard for them at this point, and also the second half. Blitzing down here. This is blitzer. Well, there's another power, so he's getting quite a lot of those in this sort of these few turns of play where all the injuries are happening. Another 2 dice there. No, it's just push some extra players. I don't think they really need to worry about screening the ball because no one can reach. I'm going to do that though, just in case something goes wrong, I guess. A couple of turnovers, could see some Amazons catch up. Only 2 turns left though, and they're largely on the floor. And for a 1 dice here, that doesn't get any there. So it's done twice. Yeah, hitting the not block player with the 1 dice first might have opened up 2 dice for the second one. Well, it would have with those dice. You don't know how they're going to fall, obviously. I'll go for it. But 2 rerolls and 2 turns. So Dark Elves first reroll used in turn 7. Shows they've had some things go their way. And this is, yeah, that can just pop in. So all the Amazons have left the pitch have been injuries, so don't need to worry about extra knockout rolls or anything. They do have their own knockout, they get an extra chance at those. So 5 injured Amazons, that puts them down to 8 players. There were 13 at the start. Yeah, so it is 11 plays 8. Amazons have got 1 turn here, which they'll use to just bash stuff. So Dark Elves going all in with this. I think that's going to give up far more hits than they need to. With the even strength, they just need... they've lost their guard player, but they just need 1 player over at one end, and they can just work their way along the line with 2 dice blocks. And they've got 8 players left to 7 here, so they'll be able to do that fine. I should probably be trying to prioritise hitting not block players with their block players to sort of give them extra chances of knockdowns. But yeah, are doing that, so they'll just take 2 dice here, and then all the way along the line they'll get 2 dice. And they should quite easily be able to knock over 7 players, or definitely they've got chances to do that. Quick Snap's just going to take them to the ball, I think. So that'll be quite a long throw if they want to get a star player point out of that. Yeah, straight in. So if you just get pushbacks, you don't follow up, and then you've still got an assist. Reroll that, might as well. So you don't follow here, did follow. So you could use this lino in here to get a second dice. Just take the 1 dice. And then 1 more 2 dice here. He's a knockdown. So only knocked over 2 players, but they could easily have knocked over quite a few there. We've gone for a 1 dice blitz with the lino. So they've got away with quite a lot of 1 dice blocks, the Amazons. They've been thrown loads of them. And without block, it's 1 in 3 for a turnover. They've not had any yet, and they've thrown a lot of 1 dice blocks. And they do continue doing that through the game. So this is, I think, is it a long pass? Yeah, 5+ would be a long pass. Makes a catch. 5+, 4+ for a point, and get that. And that is, it's no catches left in the game for the Amazons, so they've got rerolls on pickups but not on catches, and it's still raining. Here, yeah. So using block against not block players, another way to fight Amazons. If you've got lots of block players, of course. Some teams in this league do. These are 2 of them though. I think the Amazons have humans next, and they've got a lot of block players as well. Or you just roll pals. It's a knockout. So first knockout the Amazons have suffered. That's half time. See here today that knockout comes back. doesn't, which is quite painful. They're now on 7 players. Always going to be uphill at this point. Yeah, 2 of those block dodge players on the line. The quicker one's back here. Just a bit deeper. So they're ready to sort of get into a fighting unit. But good play for the Dark. We'll switch ends, of course. Are they still on 11? They're still on 11. Dark Elves can just overlap here and just encircle them, keep them trapped in, and run the ball in at their leisure. At this point, it's probably the way they should be playing this. Do have -1 on pickups, so they'll have to watch out for that. And yeah, make sure they keep the Amazons off the ball, but it stops raining. So, like I said early on, you know, choose to defend if it's raining, and then hopefully the weather changes. That's what the Dark Elves got, but it wasn't their choice either. So following up there means that's not an assist, and they've got to move someone else in here. Still get 2 dice on both of these. Having the loner on the line is pretty risky, means you've got to throw a block with them, or potentially you're going to have to. Loner could have been the one who was stepping in for assist, and then you've got a normal lineman who can chuck that and not have to worry about rerolls. So grab a stun there, and they have started to trap the Amazons in. And then same this side. Maybe this guy as well over here. Yeah, so not giving the Amazons a way through. I think they're going to really struggle to get 2 dice anywhere. I think you may be trying to pick up before blocking on the loner as well. Okay, they get the ball. Going for a pass. Now the rain stopped. They can chuck it about, but get a 1 there. And then we'll conserve rerolls. Did they get a reroll off of the kickoff? I'm sure they've only got 2. Can you see that far back? No, they can't. Okay, so I have to open with the 1 dice there. They sort of haven't really got much choice about that. And then that's 2 both downs from a not block player. They could maybe have moved someone around here. They've got this quick blitzer who could maybe have got some pressure on here. But I think they were just trying to make space to make something happen. Sort of going for quite aggressive plays of going at the ball, I think. But you need the 1 dice blocks to come off. Following up then does leave a gap, which I've kind of plugged a bit. And there's a double skulls, but they find a pound to reroll. Stun. And then, yeah, they're just trying to completely encircle them, keep them all trapped in there. That does push that Amazon out to the edge where they've got an easy dodge. Although they're blitzing there. And going back in. Push this blitzer back in here to plug this gap. Pushed into there. This blitzer here would have sort of nicely plugged that off. Slino does have a 4+3+ to come out there. That's a foul pickup. Can maybe even go 1 dice here with a block against not block. Blitzing with that one. So that's pretty risky. Could have used this blitzer for that. And now it's just a 3+ dodge away. And this blitzer has 4+3+. I think they're looking the same. Okay, so you use dodge for the first dodge and then fail the second one. But gets it out on the reroll and then doesn't get the pickup. But that's a good scatter for them. So there was that slight gap there. They needed some good dice to get through, and they got them. But here the Dark Elves, you think, is just going to surround the ball. You've got to blitz one of these players. I think this is the assist, and then perhaps a blitzer to come hit this line woman. We blitz from here. So pushing back there, then this blitzer's free, doesn't even need to dodge. Gets a push there. Pin against the touchline. So I think at this point, so placing this here, you didn't need the assist if you're going to hit with the runner. But if you get stuck with a pushback, which is a very, very good chance, you're going to scatter the ball. At the moment, the Dark Elves have 4 tackle zones on it. You're not going to make it any better than that by scattering it, unless someone comes up with probably a 5 or a 6. I think they're going to need to catch. So at this point, throwing this block is really risky. And they reroll pushback to get another pushback, and that's going to scatter the ball into a better position for the Amazons. So it's only in 1 tackle zone now. And this is quite an easy dodge out if someone will take it. They're throwing the blitz from here. So they have to throw a lot of 1 dices, like we said earlier. But using the right player to do it in a block player. So this is 3+3+. And then has to dodge through there again. Had already used dodge, but yeah, runs away. Still has a team reroll if they needed it for that dodge. And because they've still got that, they can throw these go for it's one at a time. And then well away. So a little mistake there in scattering the ball when it was really well guarded. But then the Amazons getting all the dice they need to make all those rolls, including with the 1 dice block. And then not getting so fortunate there. So it's I think the second or third time they failed a 3+ dodge with dodge. So went for the surf there, had to take them both down. But does keep that lineman pinned in. Very good use of a chain push to get a marker on there. But really, all this is happening. They've got a blitz on the ball, so I had to use a reroll there. That's something I wanted to highlight this turn, actually. So the key thing they've got this turn, this lineman can blitz with 2 go for it's. 2 more go for it's, you get a second dice as well. They've got to take that action this turn, and definitely before doing any of this. So they rolled a double skulls and had to use their reroll. That means they've got to make 4 go for it's with no reroll. Doing that first, even if you foul a go for it with the first player who's moving in for an assist, like you've got someone marked. You've got the player marked if you've done that. But this is all completely irrelevant when you've got a chance to stop the score. And it's sort of, the greedy nature of trying to make sure you get all your blocks in. And that is a foul go for it. Reroll already used, of course, and that's also an injury on the runner. So just a badly hurt. But yeah, if the Amazons can tie this game, that's a great result for them at this point. With the amount of players they've lost at the other end, with all this going on for them, a draw is a brilliant result. And if they can stop these players getting pressure up here, and the runner getting injured is a big part of that. If the run doesn't get injured, I think they have to score this turn. I think that's going to be a blitz, yeah. Looking for a pushback that gets a pal. And now needs to run down this way. Need to block this player off as much as possible. And that is still a 2+ dodge out. On there. So Dark Elves early on before that they're out of rerolls actually. So 2+ rolls are pretty daunting now. You've got to make it. You've got to get pressure on the ball to make sure they score and you get as many turns as possible to get the winner. So blitzer down there, not a blitzer, sorry, it's a lineman with block. And then that dodge is made as well, so Amazons have to score next turn. And that's turnover out of rerolls. 2 rolls for the Amazons. They should really be doing. They've got to, if they really want to take all these blocks over here that they've got. You've got to mark these players. You've got 2 players free over here who can just come stand in their way. This one, not so much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're making a 2+ dodge there. But this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just stand there. And then if you do get a turnover, taking these greedy blocks, you're going to make the Dark Elves roll some dice, and with no re-rolls, that's still going to give you a chance. But doing all this without marking these players is really risky. And you're kind of riding your luck trying to take that. That's a 2 dice block without block as well. So 1 in 9 for a turnover. And that one as well. So 4 blocks, I think is it 3 or 4 blocks thrown before putting that in. The good one have suffered a turnover and lost the chance to score. I do score, that levels that blitzer as well, that's the fast one. So 1 injury to 5, knockout, still doesn't come back. So still on 7, and they've got to defend again. But it was a good defence last time. They're spread out more this time, which is going to make it much harder to encircle them. So if the Dark Elves want to focus here, they'll leave these 2 players who can come pressure the ball. And maybe someone to drop deep. I think with the Dark Elves having 3 turns to score, maybe be a blitzer deep to react to things, and the quick one is a good candidate for that. They've got quite good coverage. I think in the middle, 2, 4, yeah, they can get to either touchline with movement 7. That's an extra turn though, so that's not a good kick-off result for the Amazons. Gives the Dark Elves the extra turn to it's 10 plays 7, so it's all in their favour at the moment. Yeah, so not knocking any of these over. It's 3 blocks with no knockdowns. Blitz coming in here, so into a box, so where they're going to use this chain push. So move their own player back. I think moving that one away might have been better. That leaves you 2 dice. All that's done is move that blitzer closer to the ball. So the ball is in hands here. And that was a pretty risky dodge with the loner, although no rerolls, so loner's a bit irrelevant. But if that dodge fails, that's 4+3+ for 1 dice on the ball with a dodge player. They can also, if they've got a single 4+ dodge there, obviously they've got the dodge skill for the reroll as well. So 75% to get an assist in, and then 4+3+ from that blitzer to get through. I wonder if they can still, they did kind of need that there, but I think it was. No, actually, they did need to do it. Maybe, that's fair enough. It's just a risk. If it had gone wrong, it would have been quite bad. But did kind of need that guy in there. So having to throw 1 dice blocks again. But they get a lot of good 1 dice block results in this game, the Amazons. I think they've definitely got things they can feel aggrieved about from the first half, but all those injuries came at once. But they get away with a lot. And even when they scored their touchdown, they got away with a lot of stuff when the ball wasn't safe. So blitzing here, it's the wrong player blitzing really. The blitzer should be the one who put the assist in just before. If they'd done that, that would be a knockdown lineman. And that is a marker on the ball though. Yeah, so it's thrower for the assist and blitzer for the blitz, and that lineman's on the floor. It's also just safer. So that's in there. Could have tried the 4+ with dodge to go in there for another marker on the ball. I really think they should have been blitzing this player. So that does free up these 2, but you have to dodge with the ball. Now you've not thrown the blitz there. with this lineman to try and get a pushback. You have to dodge with the ball carrier, and you've got no re-rolls. So that dodge is massive, and you've got much more chance of getting a pushback than passing the dodge. So quite a big 2+ roll at some point in this turn, and they've got to find a way through. It has got a path through there. It's just one dodge and a path through to here. They've got this deep line though to worry about. So yeah, it comes into there, and that's pretty solid. The Amazons are going to have to blitz someone. I think I'd be going for this one here. If that was the assist and then a blitzer in that way, you can gain at the ball carrier again. Blitzing with a player without block gets a pushback. So 1 in 3 for a turnover, but didn't happen. And coming in there onto the ball carrier, try and make them roll dice, which they can do, but a pushback from that one. And that's up there. Then back to the middle. Yeah, so movement 7 in the middle can reach either flank. Dark Elves here, I think they're probably going to try and take this space. I think it's probably the way to go. They can certainly free this player up and this one, and then they've got this one and this one. They can all come over here, push back there, move the ball over there, and that's going to be pretty safe for another turn. And then next turn, well, they've got to make sure they're getting to 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, if they can get the ball to this line, they can do it without rolling dice next turn. At least when it comes to moving the ball carrier, they might have to clear someone out of the way. They do need to push this one out of the way. Yeah, so giving up on going for this space. Find a pal there, so that's a gap you can go through. Okay, gets the ball carrier clear. That's through that way, so it is still a pretty good screen. Gone that way to blitz here. Blitzing with the ball carrier, always asking for trouble, but gets away with it. That time actually picks up a casualty as well, with a death. And then Stows to stand in there. So I think that blitzer, did it have more movement left? It's here, wasn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I don't think it did have more movement left, so that's as far as it could go. So we've got 4+, 3+ for 1 dice with a 1 in 3 knockdown chance. Gets the dodges, only gets pushed back, and rerolls them both down. So if that wasn't a blitzer, that would have been a knockdown. Don't think they have a lot of this one. I've got 2 dice here. Throws a 1 dice. No, I didn't have 2 dice anywhere. That is a skull. Yeah, took the dodge away. So blitzing was a much safer way to do that, but they took the 2 dice on. Yeah, with the blitz, 8 times out of 9 you're not turning over. With the dodge, 5 times out of 6 you're not. So much better odds for the blitz, but I took the dodge on and got it. And that is a whole heap of injuries. Very reminiscent of the Amazons being on the other side in the first game of the season, where they did that to a Skaven team. And that's how Armour 7 can be. It's 1 turn left for the Amazons. Are they doing the same? Looks like they are going to back off this time, yeah. So have to be wary of a riot still, but if they've got enough players deep, they'll be able to stop scoring threats. So 3 players on the line, including the loner. Make sure that's the one getting hit. And 2 0-point linemen. Now they've got spread right across the pitch, just in case there is a riot. Can one turn score with movement 7 players, but not with the numbers on the pitch they've got. They need much more than that. That's a reroll that can't be used. Aha, and this is what we're going to look at. So we'll do it from this way. So we were talking about, throwing blocks diagonally. So it'd be handy here if we could have all the skills up. Okay, so we can see this, and they've kind of done that almost right this time, except they've gone the wrong way. So they've got their 3 block players here. All of them are in contact with someone. So this block player, if you open your block in, going that way, if you get a pushback, you go there, you get another chance at them. And then this block player can do the same there, and you can push back to there if you need to. And the same there to there. So all 3 of these block players can hit someone from where they're standing, and they've got assists if you work along the line that way. Obviously, getting a both down with that first one does kind of ruin things a little bit, because then this one, if you get stuck with a pushback, you've got to go there. So it will kind of ruin that. But that's where I think every single line of scrimmage in this game, apart from this one, we've seen people just blocking straight forwards and getting pushbacks and then just leaving the defending player stranded over there, and you don't get another chance. You've got to maximise the amount of chances you get to knock them down. Blocking diagonally like that and pushing along the line. So if this was a pushback, they're there, this player can have a go at them. You would need to do that before having to go with this second one, because this one can't assist. But that's kind of what I meant about those diagonal blocks. Set up your block players diagonal to the person they're going to be going for, and you can, if you get stuck with pushbacks, you can just push them along. That was what I meant, and what I wanted to show you. I knew this kickoff gave us the right setup for that. The Amazons started going that way though, which is going to take a block away from one of their block players. Of course, they can blitz as well if they don't knock all these over, which they haven't. So they've got a blitz here. And if you go, so they've not gone from there, but if you blitz from there, you get stuck with a pushback, you push it into there, you move that one out of the way, and you've got another 2 dice there, more maximising hits. And this is a double skulls, which ends our game. So a bit of a horrible one for the Amazons on the a dead MVP as well, but on the receiving end of what they'd done to another team earlier in the season. Armour 7, that's the way. 13 armour breaks to 8. They are higher armour though. Almost all the Dark Elves were armour 8. Loads of blocks, so both teams throwing blocks into the 50s. That's obviously much more than that, and the armour values probably showing the difference there. That's a bit disproportionate when it comes to the actual dice rolled for injuries and stuff. A whole bunch of star player points for the Dark Elves, and they had 4 players level. There was 1 level, I think it's the Fast Blitzer, this one. And that's all quite even. If you look at the dice, they're all quite even. Like, they weren't really suffering. They got some good stuff when they needed it, like when they scored their touchdown. A lot of dodges failed, like a lot of dodge rolls failed. Some of them would have been re-rolled with the dodge skill. They were trying a lot of 4+, 5+ dodges as well, which are going to be some of those failures. I know 2 of those were a 5+ dodge that was re-rolled, and both of them failed. This is pretty awful. It's a bit above where it should be in terms of the number that failed, and then injuries obviously quite above where they should be as well. But if we look at the Amazons block dice, they got away with so many 1 dice blocks in this. So all 4 of these, 4 on here, not turnovers. 1 in 3 should be, as a reminder. And there's more here. So this is a blitzer. So not turnover dice. There's a single dice power, single dice both down. That's another blitzer. Pretty sure these are all blitzers. I only remember them turning over once from a 1 dice block, which was a skull. But they're throwing so many of them. I know in the second half they kind of had to try and make stuff happen. But I don't think they can justifiably complain about dice when they got away with so many things. Is just something I wanted to flag up, because they play like that really aggressive way, and often it really works for them. It's why they win so many games by taking loads of risks that other people don't. But sometimes it just doesn't work, and you get games like that, and that is what happened there. So that does round out our game round. I'll just confirm that, and I'll screen grab this next one in a bit. And next week, those Amazons have got humans. They're back up to full strength. I think they had 1 player die, I think there's one player missing next game, but they replaced the player who died. And they're playing humans who are, I think, down players as well. We'll have a quick look at the teams in a bit. Actually, let's just do this game by game. So it's humans against Amazons. Humans played me this week. I think they have a blitzer missing the game. They do, yeah. Just a non-level blitzer, but they've got everyone else back. So 3 Mighty Blow players against Amazons could also be quite messy. They've got 2 tackle players. No tackle and Mighty Blow on the same players, though. But all the Mighty Blow players do have block, so that is something that could be quite telling if it comes to removals. 2 catchers and just the 3 blitzers next time, but means they're much quicker than the Amazons, and that might be something they're looking to exploit as well. That's how they're doing. They've not won a game yet, the humans. Amazons have won 2, so 2-0-1. They've got that guard Lino missing the next game. They replaced the Lino with another one. 2 catches in. Yeah, the Blitz who level took Mighty Blow, so they have a Mighty Blow of their own on their fastest player. So it's quite good reach for a dangerous player to have. Yeah, that is those 2. Next up we've got High Elves, so that's my team against Chaos. My High Elves, this is our first home game of the season as well, I think. I've been noticing that every game we played was in someone else's stadium. Doesn't really make any difference when we've got no stadium enhancements. I'm down to 10 players, aren't I? Yeah, so I'm going to have 1 loner lineman. Picked up some levels last game, so my 2 blitzers have not yet levelled, but they're on 2 and 5 points. My Strivers picked up accurate. Both my catchers now have dodge, and I've got a kick lineman and a block lineman. So getting some skills together as I'd want them. I would like some skills on the blitzers. They're both close to it. I think this one's going to be trying to throw a pass as early as possible. In that last game, I levelled 2 players by throwing the ball around. 3, in fact, because my thrower levelled as well, I think, in the last game. And I'm playing Chaos, who've got... I can't find them. There we go. But 2 of their beastmen have levelled. And they've got an injured warrior as well, who's on armour 8. 1 block beastman, 1 dodge beastman, so all 11 players, no loners in the team. 11-20. They're giving up. Actually, once I've got a journeyman in, they'll be 60. It'll be 14 inducements to them, so they might want to chip in 10 to take something, or 60. But I think they'd rather use the money elsewhere. And humans against Amazons. Oh, they're exactly the same team value, and no journeymen to come in, so there won't be much in the way of inducements there. Next game, we've got Skaven against Undead. So Skaven have been low on players all season since they got Amazoned in the first game. So still only on 1 gutter runner who missed a lot of the last game, knocked out. Missed a lot of all of the game before that with a missing next game injury from game 1. They do have a strength 4 storm vermin, and no one else has levelled, so they're going to be on 2 loners next time. They've got a movement 6 Lino and a niggled one as well. So not in great shape, but they've got some players poised to level, and they'll be looking to score some touchdowns with a gutter runner finally. Who are they playing? Undead. So this is... So they'll be on 1070. I think that he's going to have some journeymen as well. They're going to have 2 of them. So they'll be up to 1010. So they'll have about 60. They're going to have a Bloodwiser Babe in inducements almost certainly. They've got a Block Ghoul and a Guard White. No one else has levelled on 2 Ghouls and some linemen. I think it's journeyman zombies you get rather than skeletons in an undead team. But yeah, that's how they are. They've got some players like this white, both whites quite close to levelling, so they might be looking to try and concentrate points on them next game. And our final game is Nurgle against Dark Elves. The Dark Elves we just saw. Nurgle they've got a guard on the beast. And they've got a Dodge Pestigore and they've got a Leader Rotter, but they're missing 2, so they're going to have 2 loners next time. Yeah, and how are they doing for... 1 warrior pretty close to levelling, so I'll probably be looking at hitting players with that warrior. This Pestigore's a touchdown from a level. I guess you're not going to be trying to level rotters actively, but if it happens, fine. Only 2 there, but they'll have 2 loners as well. And once they've done that, they'll be on 1150. So they're going to have probably a wizard's worth. Yeah, it'll be 150. They'll have Dark Elves are up as the highest value team now, because they bought a Witch Elf, who's a big chunk of money for 12 players. So no loners for them next time. They have all their blitzers back. One of those has got dodge now. Another one's got guard, and they took leader on their runner. That was all from that game last night. This blitz who missed the game looks like they have a niggling injury. They do. So is a potential target, much like that Armour 8 Chaos Warrior. If they're easier to injure, they're going to be... Oh, they took a kick lineman as well. That's something. So we've got 2 kick players in the league now, both of them elf linemen. And that is how they look. So leaderboard after that, Nurgle go to the top. Their 2-1-0 record. I think have they scored more touchdowns than Dark Elves? I think that's how it gets worked out, isn't it? Or if they had bigger wins. I think they've won by 1 twice, and Nurgle beat the Chaos by 2, so that's probably where it comes into touchdown difference. I think that's how it gets separated. Amazon's down to 3rd after that defeat. Then Chaos High Elves, Skaven, and then Humans and Undead both at the bottom without a win yet. That's how we are. This is next week. I'm going to screenshot those and send them around to everyone in a bit, and we'll have 2 weeks to play those games.